On this, what can you say about this senior class, what it's meant to Georgia, what it's meant to you?
I think the seniors are extremely important to this program, but not so much just this program. I think you need great leadership, period, in order to have a good team, in order to be successful in this league for sure. And I think those guys have done an extremely good job of that. Getting those guys 40 wins and having the opportunity to get 40 wins, I think is huge. It's definitely something that you shouldn't take lightly because not many people can do it, especially at the University of Georgia. Hadn't been many 10-win seasons. I think it's only 20-something of them, and so to have those guys averaging that, I think would be huge.
Bryan, how and when did you address with the team about where you're going after the bowl game?
Well, it was something that we kind of talked about a little bit before, but like I said, the focus right now is not going to be any different than it has been in the past. The focus right now is University of Georgia, and that's where all my time and energy is going.
Bryan, when people on the outside are naturally going to wonder where would Bryan's focus be if he knows he's going to be at South Carolina, division rival, next week? What do you have to say that way?
Well, to be honest with you, I would. The South Carolina stuff's going to come after this game, and right now that's how I'm approaching it. That's how everybody's approaching it, and so right now that's where all the focus is going to be is at the University of Georgia. Right now, I'm here at the University of Georgia, and that's where all my focus and energy is going to be.
What kind of discussions did you have with Kirby about possibly staying? What led?
Like I said, those questions like that, I'd rather keep between me and Kirby. But we did have those discussions, and it kind of ended up how it did.
Difficult decision to leave your alma mater.
I think any decision as far as that, you got to take in consideration more so outside of the alma mater, but you got to do what's best for your family.
Coach, I've heard you had some very good practices coming into this game. Where's the motivation for these players coming in here to get them so jacked up?
I think you got to make sure that you always focus on why you play the game of football, period. You play the game of football for each other. You play the game of football, obviously, because you love to compete. And then you get another opportunity to come out there and do it. So, every single day is a chance to come out there and compete. And so that's where our focus on, and let's make sure that we're better than we were yesterday. And so that's where the focus is, and that's where, the focus is today. So hopefully we have a good practice out there today, just like we have in the past.
What stands out about Penn State to you?
Just how hard they play. They're very physical. They play extremely hard. Those guys, they do a great job, very well coached. A team that's not going to beat themselves. I think, obviously they got a quarterback that I feel like is the best, was one of the best in the country. They got a Lombardi winner, so they got special players along with that, so that makes them very, very formidable.
What's the status of Quavon Hicks? And who's your backup fullback if he can't go?
Well, right now you still got Christian Payne, but status Quavon's not going to play. He's not going to play. So, but right now, so you got Christian Payne, and then you have Glenn Welch as the backup now.
Does A.J. Thurman have a chance to play?
At fullback?
No, running back.
Oh, at running back, yeah, absolutely.
I know you guys, your seniors are going for 40 wins. The Penn State seniors are the last class kind of eternal recruits and things like that. What are some of your impressions of what they've been through from afar?
I think, those guys have had to fight through adversity is more so than probably a lot of other programs that we faced or anybody's faced or anybody in the country as far as all that goes. But they've had to kind of block out and kind of had to keep their main thing the main thing as well. And so I think, a team that's kind of been through as much adversity as they have been, both on and off the field, I think makes those guys very tough to beat.
And when you hear you're going to play at Penn State, does that still get people excited in the same way that maybe like a Michigan or Michigan State or Ohio State would?
Absolutely. I think, like I said, it really shouldn't matter as far as who we play, but as soon as you heard it's Penn State, you do realize how great of a challenge that you have in front of you.
Bryan, what about Jonathan Abram? I don't see him.
John's not going to be here too. He had to handle, like I said, some of those personal issues at the house. So there's a chance that he'll be back, but right now we're not counting him to be here either.
Coach, does Carlton C remind you of anybody in the SEC that you guys have faced?
Penn State does.
No, does Carlton C
Oh,
His defense.
yeah,
Does he remind
absolutely.
you of anybody you guys have come against?
I mean, you know, we play against so many good defensive linemen. I do think he's special in the sense of one, how athletic and how long he is, but two, just how relentless he comes. You know, I mean, he's playing as hard, whether they're up by 10, whether they're down by 10, whether it's fourth quarter, or first drive or last drive. I mean, he just keeps coming, and I think that's kind of where he kind of just wears people down as far as all that goes. So those, I mean, you know, that guy, like I said, I mean, you got to be ready to deal with that guy all game long, and so that's where I think he's special.
But in his